I believe that the operational priority is to cause the Russian forces to leave Crimea. In order to do that, Ukraine needs more long-range capabilities that could hit all the airfields, the seaport of Sevastopol, for example. But that also means they've got to get closer to the land bridge. So more progress that would enable them to bring up more HIMARS, for example, that could reach the road between Mariupol and Melitopol and Crimea to stop the logistics movement there.
I think Hodges is as bad as Milley and Petraeus. And remember, there's a whole host of these generals from these wars who were they didn't win the wars, but they were also vainglorious. A lot of them were disgraced. Think of General McChrystal. Think about General Allen. Lots of these American generals who rose to the top of the American military. These are men who became chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, commanding general of Central Command, commanding general of European Command. There's not really many higher posts you can have, particularly Central Command and European Command, because those are warfighting commands. And these are the types of individuals who you have populating them. And they're not exceptions. They are the rule. And this is how you can understand modern American warfare to have been such a disaster since World War II, such a waste. So counterproductive. It's because you have people like this who cannot see outside of their own groupthink, who populate themselves with their own acolytes, who are completely surrounded by sycophants. I guarantee you Hodges is speaking in terms of some war game he participated in that was heavily, as we used to call it, fairy dusted. The idea that the fairy comes in and takes away all the problems in the war game, right? Because what would happen in these war games, Judge, I'll give you an example. I used to take part in the war games for Korea. We didn't have enough bridging material to construct to invade into North Korea. So the problem was all resolved because the fairy dust came in, and instead of having 3 bridges, as the engineer, I now had 8 bridges. I mean, this is what people like Hodges sit on top of. And so it gets to this point of this propaganda and their worldview and the groupthink or the hive mind, but they don't hear anything that doesn't interact well with their narrative.